family. Welcome back to another episode of Whatthafiznuck.
Oh, Whatthafiznuck.
All right. Where we talk about, we're going to stick on relationships for a little bit. All the different, the eros, the filio, the agape types of relationships.
Manipulation.
Oh, here we go. He just started off already.
I'm
So,
saying,
Mr. Critical, sound like you on one already. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Dr. T. How you doing?
I'm going to make it.
I know you will.
All right. So, last episode we had got off into the exes being friends, and the conversation kind of went a couple of different ways. I think we said we were gonna try to stay on topic of
We're going to try it. They don't want to hear that.
if you're in a relationship, you have friends of um. Can you have friends who could potentially be attracted to you, whether it's same sex or opposite sex?
Yeah, we talked about that.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about if you could be friends with people.
Yes, we did. We said, can you have exes?
That's exes. I'm talking about someone you've never been in a relationship
Well,
with. Can you be?
there's no difference whether it's,
It
it's
is
a work
too.
or a male friend, ex-male friend. I personally don't think that it's functional for a relationship for a man or woman to have a friend opposite outside of their relationship. You're a woman, you can go get all the girlfriends you want, the crown, to lift you up, whatever you need. As a man don't need no woman outside of his woman as a friend.
Okay, maybe let's define friend, because I believe maybe it's not a friend, but it's an acquaintance where you all have some kind of shared interest that can be of value to not lose that person's.
To be honest, I gives no fuck about a female friend having a female friend as a friend, whether she's a friend or I lose her. First of all, again, I don't believe that a woman or a man in a relationship should have no friends that's the opposite sex. Period. Because that is that. Because let me tell you what's gonna happen. Soon as that woman get mad at that man, who's she gonna run to? Soon as that man get mad at his woman,
Primal.
that is not primal, baby.
No
That's
one
a
is
primal
running.
thinking. That is very naive.
It is
To
not.
think that it's okay to have a for a man.
Nobody is running. First of all, if the woman is running to anyone outside of the relationship who can influence the relationship negatively or who can use that information to their benefit, that's a problem, whether male or female.
I agree. That's why.
That's why you as a person have to be disciplined enough to know who you can have those conversations with. I believe.
Why would a woman in a relationship want to have a conversation with a man outside of her relationship?
I mean, what if it's
Again,
interest related?
why?
What if it's
Why?
industry related? What if it's
I said
business related?
I said if a man and a woman is in a relationship and that woman think that she needs to have a male friend, associate outside of her relationship, what reason does that serve?
Okay, so let's say that the woman is in the medical industry, healthcare industry, and she goes to work and she's surrounded by people who are in the medical industry, in the hospital with her. You're working side by side these people.
That's not a friend.
What is it?
That's a colleague.
Okay. That's why I said let's have a shared language of what is a friend. Okay, so you're saying that's a colleague. So then when that person leaves that hospital and goes on to another hospital, are you saying that she can't speak to that person again?
Exactly. For what?
Because we have shared interests. We have shared knowledge.
No. That's not shared interest. That's shared desire. Because why would a woman in a relationship work? Let's say she work in a law office and she goes to another law office firm. So you saying that it's okay for her to keep a tick because at the other law firm you're still going to meet new colleagues, right?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore,
it's your network. You're building your network. You have shared interests. You have shared. How do
cheating start?
When that person doesn't have self-discipline.
Okay, and what else?
When that person don't have self-discipline.
Okay, and there's always somebody that person knows from the past, right?
Not necessarily.
It's always like that.
No. Because here's the thing: if a person wants to cheat, they could cheat with someone that they meet in the grocery store. So that it's that person's lack of self-discipline. It's not that person can't have colleagues of opposite sex, same sex that they keep in touch with, that they go to conferences. They see each other at conferences. They see each other at work events. They see each other at industry events.
That's real. That's well articulated, baby. But at the end of the day,
but that's not unheard of, and there's nothing wrong with that.
When cheating starts, where do 90% of cheating start?
At work.
Okay.
Or the
Say no more. Say no more.
But that's because that's that person. That doesn't give us the right to say that doesn't that is not that's so slippery slope to say because most happen in the workplace that you can't have work friends. That's such a slippery slope argument, and I don't think that's true. I believe that I can remain cool with someone. We're both doctors, and I move on to another hospital. I don't think there's anything wrong with, hey, Dr. Joe, such and such with this patient, or hey,
see now what you did was you done moved the goalposts. You done moved the goalposts.
I just said we're in the same industry.
Because now that's something totally different. Let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's say we both work at.
Don't change the topic. You just told me I was wrong. Clarify on my terms how I'm
because wrong. Now you're trying to suggest, oh, because I'm a lawyer, he's a lawyer, and he went to another firm, but I'm still at the same firm, and I got a case to come up. Who better to call than Jack? So that's okay to call Jack. And again, to Mr. Critical rules, there's always exceptions. If you're in a situation and you got a specialist and that's an opposite sex and you need some information or insight, okay, I make exceptions to Mr. Critical rules. But at the end of the day, we're talking about relationships, hanging out, going out to drinks, going out to dinner.
Okay, so then let's say the doctors all go out. Not one-on-one can be
that's misconstrued. It's the one-on-one.
But in a group setting,
okay, that's business. Whatever the intentions are of the individuals still doesn't exist in a group setting.
Exactly. But now you're determining what someone's intentions are. I believe that I can have the intentions of, hey, Dr. Joe was an excellent doctor. He's knowledgeable and he was cool and he is a good colleague to keep in my network. I can believe that.
When it comes to certain businesses, I'm not going to argue that point. That's pretty okay, acceptable. But valid. At the end of the day, we're talking about not job related relationships. We're talking about outside relationships with men or women.
Okay, but here's the thing. So here's where it's very easy to understand. If I don't know you from work or don't know you from my past, then I am not even meeting you. So that's not even an issue. That's a non-issue to be worried about friends outside of relationships, because I wouldn't start something new with someone while I'm in a relationship.
That's moral standards. We're talking about what we're talking about is, can you have a friend outside? And I'm saying no.
I can have a friend from my past. I can have a friend from school. I can have a friend from work. I can have a friend from childhood. That we're friends. We've been cool, and they're my homie.
Okay, so let's say you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you already have those things prior to that relationship,
only way.
Okay.
Just say you don't get new friends. When you're in a relationship, you don't get new friends.
You don't get new friends.
Oh, well, I mean that's a non-factor.
But again, that colleague shit is a very slippery slope.
Anything can don't be using my stuff. Anything can go off the rails if you lack self-discipline. Period.
Well, it's obviously self-discipline is a big motherfucking problem in the world, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be where we are today in this relationship.
Agreed. I understand. No doubt. Self-awareness, number one, is lacking. So there you already have an issue.
Self-awareness,
regardless, as a parent,
self-awareness, common sense.
Spouse, self-awareness is.
Is it common sense?
Is self-awareness common? Is self-awareness common?
Common sense.
Not common sense.
Common sense. No, because
you're comparing. You're not even making the argument. Self-awareness is not common. Period. Don't say common sense. Self-awareness is just not common. But in addition to self-awareness not being common, self-discipline is not common. So those two things, when those things
Self-discipline is not common fucking sense, because if everybody
you're making an argument out of common sense. Who cares about common sense?
Because
that's not what we're talking about right now.
Self-awareness as well. It's just like common sense. Everybody don't possess it.
But you're making an argument out of nothing right now. We're not even talking about common sense.
We're talking about self-discipline and self-awareness.
Okay, period. If you lack those two things, then everything's gonna go off the rails. Your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your family, everything's gonna go off the rails.
That's what you call changing the
No, I'm not. I'm making it very clear that when we say friendships, you're
there
saying
is no friendship outside of your relationship. First of all,
there are relationships that are managed, because again, that's why I said we need to agree on what friendship means, because to me friendship means
everybody's not a friend.
That's what I'm saying.
So let's stop saying somebody or have somebody outside of your home life, your gym. We got to be careful talking about friends, because we classify everything as a friend, and from Dr. Critical, Mr. Critical perspective, there is no such thing as a fucking male friend if a woman is in a fucking relationship.
And I believe that you can have colleagues, and
we say friends, baby. We know you got colleagues that you work with.
Even people I grew up with, I might consider a friend. They was my friends from the neighborhood. They was my friends from school. We ain't never had no, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about sit on the phone and gab and talk about your deepest secrets with these people. I'm saying, can you have a cordial relationship with people outside of your relationship? Yes, because you've built relationship with these people, and you don't just cut them off.
Baby, you cannot see how you changing the shit. First of all, when you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. There is no outside friend. Secondly, when you calling a colleague a fucking friend, then that's very delusional to think that a colleague is a friend. Why would you even build up a relationship that you can even have the audacity to even consider a colleague a goddamn friend?
Because we're together 5 a week.
Why do you think the word
a day for years? Of course, we're going to know things about each other.
That doesn't mean that that's your friend.
Okay, then colleague.
I said colleague, so we got to be careful when you use the phrases and terms.
Okay, so then we're not saying
we're talking about friendship, not colleagues. We're talking about friendship. Can you have a friendship outside of your relationship with a male or opposite sex? And I'm saying no. Okay. There is no such thing as a male friend to my woman in no goddamn relationship.
Okay, period. So I'll agree on the term friend is not the correct word. However, I believe you can have a cordial relationship with people of the opposite sex outside of your relationship.
Critical don't object to that. If I work with a lady at the job and I see her every day for 2-3 years, and I'm going in and out the office, hey Liz, what's going on, Liz? Hey, long time no see, girl. What's going on? You know, it could be Tommy. I don't know, shit. But anyway, all I know is there is a thin line between friends and colleagues, and most women don't distinguish or able to distinguish between the two.
Don't say most women.
Most women can't.
No, you say most men. I think women got it all wrapped. I think women know exactly what they doing.
Shit, you work at the same job. Hey, I'm just waiting for my opportunity to try to get some sex out.
Here we go. We always go to the primal mindset of men and sex. That's just crazy to me.
That's nature,
and unfortunate, and that's so unfortunate.
It is, but that's life.
I disagree.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't, but it is.
And every man is not like that.
All men is like that.
Here we go.
All men.
So we can have colleagues. So friendship is not the right
boundaries. Colleagues with boundaries.
Relationships. There are different types of relationships that we can carry outside of this type of relationship, a love relationship, or what would this be considered? Eros relationship, eros love. Maybe filial love and agape love. I don't know.
I like the agape love.
Well, that's a special love.
That's God's love. Kind of love I got for baby. I got a God love for baby, y'all. I do. But at the end of the day, we need you all to subscribe, to follow, and comment. Dr. T, take us out. All right. So obviously, y'all are used to us now arguing on all kind of things. This is just everyday life for us. But every day, we're here to show we can disagree, and we might get excited. I think in the beginning I used to take his excitement for something else, but now it's passion, it's excitement. Very passionate. Very passionate.
And we could still walk away loving one another, holding hands. As like I always say, I might hold his hand real tight, but it's gonna be love. And that's how we should be able to get along in the world. We should be able to discuss differences and learn from one another and walk away without hating one another and wanting to kill one another, which is what we see so much divisiveness in the world. So, like, comment, share, join the family, cross the line like Mr. Critical does every day, all day. And just because we live in a world that makes you say, what the fizz?